Greetings, my friend. Thank you for joining me on Postures of Life. My name is Aaron Cesuri. I'm a 200-hour yoga teacher. I teach at the yoga room in the Niles Girard area of Ohio. I also teach chair yoga at a nursing home and yoga for rehabilitation at a rehabilitation center. So thank you. Thank you again for joining me here. And a little about the series. The series is about connecting the postures that we experience on the mat, the sensations and feelings that we experience, and the circumstances, the journey through life that we do experience as well. Trying to utilize those postures, those experiences on the mat to aid us in the different situations that we do find in life. So, for the first thing I like to introduce in these videos is just a brief kind of like my take on the posture and my take on how it's relevant to my life. So the posture that I want to introduce this week is little boat pose, or Pavanamuktasana, sometimes referred to as head to knee pose. So for this pose, we allow ourselves to embrace ourselves in a very relaxing position by cradling our lower body, hugging our legs in towards our chest. So for me, this is very relevant because it gives me a chance to embrace myself with love and compassion, to just give myself a hug. And it's especially welcome when the day has been long or hard, even if there was no particular activity of that day. It can always just be that that day was particularly lonely or dreary for some reason. In my life, I have definitely suffered from depression, from different darknesses as such. So for me, it is quite relieving, quite groundbreaking, as it were, to be able to simulate, or I would say it passes beyond simulation into a real experience of a loving embrace. All of our abilities to connect with others come first with our ability to connect with ourselves. So for me, it's a very important first step to be able to love myself, to be able to physically embrace myself in some manner. And from there, well, it can go outward and around me into the environment, to the others that I do share space with. It may not always be a hug, but it might be a warm smile, a gesture of some sort, a few kind words. But it's very important that I'm open to loving myself, embracing the good within in order to project that good without into the rest of the world around me. So I do so cherish being able to do so in my everyday, and to be able to bring myself into a better place to get to that point where I'm able to do so. So if you're like me, even to some degree, if you do experience darkness at certain times, which I think we all experience that. I think that's a very common human experience. Of course, everybody's journey is somewhat different, so some might experience it more than others. The circumstances in our lives and the things that build up to who we are today. So to explain this pose, firstly, what we'll do is we'll just allow the soles of our feet to embrace the mat like so, knees pointing upward. And then we will recline backwards onto our elbows and to our torso, allowing the torso to lay onto the mat. Maybe resting here for a time, just enjoying the connection with the ground below. And then when we're ready to do so, drawing those knees toward the chest, and then wrapping the arms around those legs, and just a little indication. I should not have really moved into this pose before doing so, but if you do have any bowel problems, or if you have any lower back problems, if you are pregnant or menstruating, this may be a pose that you wish to avoid completely, or if you still feel that you can move into the pose, move carefully at your own discretion, being gentle, being compassionate with yourself, with your body, learning to listen to its various needs, and being able to adjust the way that you live your life according to those needs. This is always a good rule of thumb, no matter what circumstance we do find ourselves within. So, moving back into the pose, moving the knees close to the chest, and then wrapping our arms around the legs. Just enjoying the connection with the earth below. Sometimes it can be nice to rock back and forth a little bit, maybe in circles, maybe back and forth slightly, though careful if you rock too energetically. You might find yourself tipping over, tipping the little boat, as it were. Well, if you do rock around in circles, make sure you rock the one way and then reverse that motion, rocking the other, and then gradually coming back to stillness. I wish to offer the affirmation here. The affirmation, I embrace myself with compassion. I embrace myself with compassion. I embrace myself with compassion. And you can continue with that affirmation and this pose as long as you feel comfortable in doing so. And once you are ready to move out of the pose, simply allow the soles of the feet to come to the mat surface below. Maybe relax here for a bit, just enjoying that connectivity with the earth below. The relaxation that comes with letting go of effort, letting go of tension in both the mind and the body. And then when you are ready to do so, when you do feel comfortable, go ahead and roll to your preferred side. And then from there, you can lightly push yourself up with the arm opposite to that side you rolled onto. And then just go ahead and turn around forward on the mat, taking a seated position, however would feel most comfortable for your body at this time. And I invite you to press your hands to heart center, to roll up a little bit on those sit bones and project your back in a nice straight line, almost as if somebody is holding you by a marionette string from the top of your head. Better posture always helps the breath deepen and become fuller and healthier. And a fuller, healthier breath, well, that's our first guidepost on a fuller, healthier state of being in all ways. Easy breath in, easy breath out, maybe bowing the head. I invite you to say a word that means my inner light honors your inner light. And that word would be, if you would say it right now, Namaste. Thank you so much for practicing with me today. I also invite you to thank your body for carrying you through this practice, to thank the ground for supporting you, and to thank the vital breath which circulates through our most intimate places within that connects the entire world of living beings. As we do breathe, we all breathe this air in and out of us, in and out of these most vulnerable, intimate, and essential parts of our body that helps us continue on with this journey of life. So thank you so much for being here today. God bless you. And namaste. And if you would like to stick around, I offer a review of all the past positions that I have done in this series, this Postures of Life series. So thank you. If this is where we part ways for this episode, thank you for joining me. And for all others, we'll go ahead and move into the other postures of life, a quick review of such. So for the first posture, known as Balasana, or child's pose, I move into all fours position. And then once here, I press my feet in the back, and I allow the knees to project outward slightly. I recline onto those heels. And then I either stretch the arms out before me. I relax the forehead down. If this is too much in my shoulders, I can always bring my arms beside the body. Easy breath in, easy breath out. Here I invite you to connect once again with the earth below to feel that groundedness and security that comes with doing so. I also like to offer the affirmation, I rest in trust and patience. I rest in trust and patience. I rest in trust and patience. And when you are ready to do so, I invite you to move back to that all fours tabletop position that we were in before. From here, I like to introduce cat and cow pose. It's a very good pose for relieving lower to mid back pain. So if we could, let us go ahead and do so now. Taking a breath in, we'll look forward. Allow the back to become concave, pelvis tilts down in the front. And then exhaling, we look downward, back arches up like a cat. Pelvis tilts in the opposite way. Inhaling, looking forward. And exhaling, looking down, back arches. And then you can continue in this manner as many times as you do feel like doing such. So for the next pose we'll move into is threading the needle or side child's pose. It could be called as well. Parsva Balasana. So firstly we would take the right hand and we'll scoop it under the torso, moving to the left, and we'll just rest that ear onto the ground below, that right ear onto the ground below. Easy breath in, easy breath out. And when you're ready to do so, we'll move back into that all fours position and we'll simply take that pose on the opposite side, taking the left hand up this time, scooping it under the torso, moving to the right, resting the left side of the head on the ground. Easy breath in, easy breath out. Very good. When you're ready to do so, moving back to that all fours position. From here, we'll simply find our bottom. However is easiest for us to do so. I kind of allow my left leg to move under me. I drop and then move the right leg around front. I straighten the legs out like so. From here, we will move into some twists and folds. So firstly, we'll go ahead and bend that left leg. Bring that sole into your inner thigh. And then we'll go ahead and breathe the arms up. And then as we exhale, we'll twist to our left, bringing our arms down, right hand, left knee, left arm behind us, looking back as much as comfortable for us to do so. Easy breath in, easy breath out. I leave the past behind me. I leave the past behind me. I leave the past behind me. Very good. When you're ready to do so, go ahead and unwind and come back forward. And from here, we'll go ahead and move into a fold. So breathing the arms up and then exhaling, hinging at the hips, folding forward to our own degree over that outstretched leg. Easy breath in, easy breath out. I move into the present. I move into the present. I move into the present. Very good. When you're ready to do so, go ahead and come up to a nice neutral back. Go ahead and straighten the left leg out. And we'll go ahead and bend that right leg, bringing that sole into your inner thigh. We'll go ahead and breathe the arms up here. Once again, we will exhale and twist to the right this time. Left hand on right knee and right arm behind us. Easy breath in, easy breath out. I leave the past behind me. I leave the past behind me. I leave the past behind me. Very good. When you're ready to do so, go ahead and unwind, coming back forward, and straighten that right leg out so that it meets your left. And from here, we'll take a full fold if you would like to do so. So we'll breathe the arms up like we have. And then as we exhale, we'll hinge at the hips, folding forward, trying to maintain a nice straight back. Easy breath in, easy breath out. I move into the present with patience. I move into the present with patience. I move into the present with patience. Very good. When you're ready to do so, come up to a nice straight neutral back. From here, we'll move into a position known as butterfly. So drawing the soles of the feet together as we bend the legs, we'll bring the feet near the groin area. If you would like to deepen the pose, if you find your hips are nice and open, you can always push your bottom forward by pushing with the arms from the back, pressing those palms to the ground. And then if you would like, go ahead and hold those toes, By doing so, this allows me to kind of even deepen further. I press those legs open just a little bit more. And it allows me to have a nice upright spine, a nice full breath, easy breath in, easy breath out. Here, I wish to offer an affirmation I find that's very fitting for this position. The affirmation is, my soul is as gentle as a butterfly. My soul is as gentle as a butterfly. My soul is as gentle as a butterfly. Very good. And when you're ready to do so, go ahead and relax the effort. And from here, what we'll do is we'll move into the standing position. So pushing those knees together, soles of the feet on the mat, maybe pushing up from behind into a squat, and then gradually raising our bottom up first, and then vertebrae by vertebrae, we can allow our torso to become nice and upright, nice and straight, the spine matching the lower body here. And then once we are here, I always like to check my balance. Firstly, and how I do that is I rock back and forth on the feet. This can be energetic at first, but then I like to kind of calm down a bit and come back to a feeling of stillness. Hopefully feeling the balance over the middle of the arches of my feet. I find this is the best place for my weight to be distributed. I've had quite a bit of feet pain beforehand, and ever since adopting a more conscious practice of being aware of the pressures upon my feet, I found it has been alleviated. I won't say that some parts of it don't crop up now and again, but it is much better in comparison to what it once was. So from here, I like to move into a few standing postures, and I will keep the camera firstly on my feet. That way you can see what my feet's doing, and then I'll go ahead and adjust the camera afterwards. So firstly, what I do is I move one foot forward. Normally I start with the right, and that foot remains pointing forward to a short edge of the mat. And then I move the left foot, the left leg back a bit so that it gives me a nice wide stance, not such a wide stance that I feel off balance. And then what I do is I try to see if my mid-arch of my left foot is lined up with the heel of my right foot. Once I'm fairly confident with that, I go ahead and bend that right knee, the front knee, and the knee is directly over the ankle here to safeguard the knee joint. It's a very important joint, so it's good for us to take some time to consider how to move it more safely, not just here on the mat, but when we do have the different circumstances in life. If you have maybe perhaps a very physically rigorous job, especially then. Okay, and then nextly, placing hands on the hips, guiding that right hip back slightly, and the left hip forward slightly. Breathing the arms up so they frame the head. This is Warrior One position. Easy breath in, Easy breath out. I'll go ahead and adjust the camera at this point. Okay, so once again in warrior position, with that right foot and leg forward, arms come up. Easy breath in, easy breath out. I find strength and clarity as I move beyond my fears. I find strength and clarity as I move beyond my fears. Okay, very good. That's enough time in this position. Go ahead and turn out into warrior two by placing the arms about shoulder level and over the legs whenever I look in the camera to see if my arms are level. I think I get a little paranoid that they're not, and I end up making them not level. Isn't that ironic? Anyways, if you do feel comfortable within your neck, you can always turn your gaze over that front middle finger. And if you wanted to expand your airways, you could turn your palms up and then turn them down once again. Easy breath in, easy breath out. I find strength and clarity. As I move beyond my fears, I find strength and clarity. As I move beyond my fears. Very good. When you're ready to do so, go ahead and relax the arms down, hands to hips. And we'll just go ahead and switch sides now, okay? So that right foot now turns 90 degrees or 45, moving forward. And then the left foot turns, pointing forward, basically switching places. And we'll go ahead and make sure our alignment's good with the heel to mid-arch of the right foot, bending the left knee, seeing that that knee is directly above the ankle to protect the knee joint. And when we're ready to do so, go ahead and guide that left hip back slightly, that right hip forward slightly, squaring ourselves up nicely to our front pointing direction. We'll go ahead and breathe the arms up and frame the head into warrior one position. Easy breath in, easy breath out. I find strength and clarity. As I move beyond my fears, I find strength and clarity. As I move beyond my fears. Very good. When we're ready to do so, go ahead and turn in the direction your hips are opening and arms come down straight about shoulder level. Maybe turning palms up, turning them down to help expand the airways. And we'll go ahead and look over that front middle finger, if available for us, in the neck. Easy breath in, easy breath out. I find strength and clarity. As I move beyond my fears, I find strength and clarity. As I move beyond my fears. Very good. When you're ready to do so, go ahead and relax the hands to the hips. We'll go ahead and have the feet pointing straight before us to the long edge of the mat. And I'll go ahead and turn the camera down now so you can see what my legs are doing. Okay, that's good. All right, and then we'll go ahead and fold about halfway down. And once we reach there, you can go ahead and bend those legs, coming into like a squat, allowing the hands, the arms to hang, pressing to the ground, and supporting yourself with the arms as you move the feet together, and we'll just go ahead and find ourselves in a seated position, whatever does feel comfortable for our body at this time. Once we are here, we'll go ahead and move into Griva Sanchalana or Griva Sankalana. I'm not sure exactly which. I should have researched that in this medium, but I'll get to it, I promise. Okay, so for the neck movements, to relax us back down, we'll just go ahead and drop the chin to the chest and then raise the gaze. Then drop once again, and when we raise, we could breathe in. And then as we exhale, we could fall back down to the chest. Breathing in upward, and then exhaling back downwards. And then continuing with that motion as long as you do feel comfortable. For the next neck movement, we'll just go ahead and look side to side. So we'll allow our right chin to kind of align with that right shoulder as we gaze to our right. And then we'll move through middle slowly and easily. And then the chin will align with that left shoulder. And we'll continue in this fashion. As long as we do feel comfortable doing so, you can always link the breath, breathing in one way, and then exhaling the other way. Another way to breathe would be inhaling to the middle, and then exhaling the other way. Inhaling middle, exhaling the other way. Or you could always start from the middle and then inhale the one direction and exhale to the middle. Inhaling to the one direction, exhaling to the middle. And it's really up to you what you do feel comfortable with in your motion. Okay, so for the next movement, we'll just basically tip our head side to side. So we'll draw that right ear near the right shoulder. And then left ear will eventually come to our left shoulder. We'll continue in this, of course, as long as we do feel comfortable doing so. And just a reminder about the breath, you can breathe in one way and exhale the other way. You could also breathe into the middle and exhale the other direction, or you could start from the middle, inhaling as you move one direction, exhaling to the middle, inhaling other direction, exhaling middle. So again, up to you and whatever feels best for you in your body at this time. And every once in a while, it might be a good idea to just check and see if you have a nice, straight, upright spine, if your posture feels good, because I definitely experience pain and discomfort, more so when my spine starts to slump, my shoulders start to roll forward. So it could be of great benefit to you. I invite you to look into this. For the final neck movement of Griva Sanchalana, Kalana, we'll go ahead and drop the chin to the chest and then roll to our left up to the ceiling and then to the right and to the chest once again. You can continue in that direction as many times as you feel comfortable. Once you're ready, go ahead, switch directions up, moving to maybe the right first and then up and down and to the chest. You could also link the breath here by taking a breath in as you move upward and exhaling as you move downward. Inhaling as you move upward and exhaling as you move downward. Very good. I hope you began to feel a sense of relaxation and ease from that movement as we prepare for the final resting pose that's coming in a few weeks. But for today, our resting pose is little boat pose, Pavanamuktasana, sometimes called head to knee pose, if you do crunch up in such a manner. So in order to get into this posture, we'll go ahead and bring both soles of the feet to the mat. The legs will be, or the knees will be pointing upward, and we'll recline back onto our elbows maybe first, and then our torso, and our gaze will be up to the ceiling. From here, we might rest a bit just to enjoy the feeling that comes with being connected with the earth in so many places, as well as the feeling of being kind of almost massaged by gravity as it pushes us down toward the ground. We might feel this happening. I feel it happening a lot, I think, in my sinuses. My sinuses tend to change their pressure when I move into this position. Very interesting. So for the next part of this position, we'll just go ahead, draw those legs in towards our chest, wrapping those hands around the legs, embracing them in a hug. Easy breath in, easy breath out. I embrace myself with compassion. I embrace myself with compassion. I embrace myself with compassion. Very good. And when you're ready to do so, just go ahead. Allow the arms to come to the sides. Allow both soles of the feet to come to the mat, knees pointed upward. Perhaps allowing yourself to enjoy this position as you let go of all effort for a time. And then when you are ready to do so, you can choose a preferred side and roll to it. And roll to that preferred side. Then you would take the arm, the hand opposite, push down on the ground when you feel ready to do so, and push your upper body up. And support yourself further as you come up to a nice seated position, perhaps rolling around in a direction facing maybe your teacher or facing your class. Or maybe you just like to turn around too. That's okay too. It's always good. It's all good, right? Okay, easy breath in, easy breath out. And if you would like to do so, I invite you to press hands to heart center, to bow your head, and to say namaste. Thank you so much for practicing with me today. I invite you to thank your body for supporting you through the practice. The ground for also supporting you. The body for carrying you through the practice. It's also supporting you too. But if you wish to stay within the kind of the prayer, as it were, we could keep the words as they were. So thank you, body, for supporting me. Thank you, body, for carrying me through the practice. Thank you, ground, for supporting me today. And thank you, vital breath, for connecting all living beings through yourself, for giving me an opportunity to deepen my practice in life, to learn to love myself better, and by so, learning to love all living beings more so. Thank you so much for being here with me today, for practicing with me. God bless you, and namaste. And I do hope to see you in the next entry next week, okay? Thank you, my